Hi everybody. Today I want to do an updated video on Miss Snookie Louise. We had an incident that happened last week where, well actually, yeah, last week because today is Sunday. She had actually gotten into something. We don't quite know what it was, but Monday I left for work, and usually when I leave for work, or I'm getting ready for work in the morning, Snookie is, kind of in the living room with me, right before I leave. I noticed this time though, she was, in my bed and hadn't gotten up yet. I didn't really think anything of it. It was super, super cold outside. So, I thought, okay, well, maybe she's just underneath the covers because she, was tired and cold and things. It was like seriously cold outside. It was like -20, with like, I don't know what the windshield was, but it was really bad. So anyway, she didn't get out of bed, and my daughter got home from school before I got home from work that day. And she said, Mom, she said, or no, I'm sorry, I got home first. But before that, I left for work before my daughter left for school. And I got home that day and I quickly called Annabelle, my daughter, because I noticed that Snookie was still in her bed. And when I came home, she didn't get out of her bed to come greet me. Usually she's barking at the door when I put my key in the door, and there was just nothing. So I quickly called my daughter and asked her if she noticed anything different about her. And she said, well, she said she was in the living room with me, but she didn't really, get anxious or anything when I left, any of that stuff. So I picked her up and she was just literally lethargic. She felt warm to me, not like, I don't know if dogs get fevers or not. I suppose they do, but she felt kind of warm to me. She just felt kind of mopey and dopey. I got a treat out for her. She didn't want the treat. I noticed she did not eat her food. She wasn't drinking, so I was panicked. So basically what I did is I kind of watched her a little bit throughout the day. She finally did get up, but she still just wasn't herself. So my vet's office had closed, and I know that if there's like something seriously wrong with a dog, the vet's office will instruct us to go to an emergency vet, which is 10 minutes away from us, but they are like the #1 emergency vet in the state of Wisconsin, which is awesome. Well, in the Fox Cities area. So, I mean, it's one of the best of the best. So, we actually have people from out of state come and train at this vet clinic, and it's huge. So anyway, so I called them and I told them, I said, my dog isn't acting right. She hasn't been. This has never happened before. I don't know what to do. And they said, you probably should bring her on in. And I told them that Miss Snookie Louise is a stinker. She likes to get into, don't you? You like to get into things. She will get into the garbage in my bathroom, and she will pull out products that she should not have. She likes to chew on, like if I use makeup remover wipes, just like the big, like round cotton cleansers, she will take those and eat them. I've noticed that too. And hopefully this isn't too gross, but I did find cotton in her stool the previous day, which is not abnormal for her. Like maybe once a month, something like that will happen where she'll get into something real small, and that'll happen. So anyway, to make a long story short, I took her to the emergency vet. I looked underneath my couch. Well, actually not my couch yet. I looked underneath the guinea pig bed because that room was the room that was open. And if she steals anything, she goes right underneath the bed and she will take whatever she got under the bed. So this is what I found underneath the guinea pig bed. I have it in a baggie here. Yeah, you're not going to get it. Don't even think. So I found a chewed up cotton pad that was half gone. And I found this. This is a loofah toy for the guinea pigs. Somehow it must have fallen. Look at her, look at it. Somehow it must have fallen on the floor and she got a hold of it, and this is what was left. It was probably the size of a big silver dollar. So I told them this, and they checked her temperature. They said that it was still in the normal range, but it was on the high side. They also checked, they did an anal whatever where the doctor had to stick his finger up her bum. And he did say that there was stool there, which means that there's not probably a blockage. Another thing I noticed is her breath reeked, and Snookie does not have bad breath at all, like ever. I don't know why, but she just never does. And her breath, and she was burping, and her stomach was like gargling. And they said, you know, you can do one of two things. We can order blood work, we can do x-rays, which is going to be $400. And it was just $100 for me to walk in. Or they said you can, you know, monitor her, watch her, see if whatever is in her system passes. They said that they can give her fluids, which they did. They gave her fluids, which was very odd. It was like a huge bubble on her back where they stuck the fluids in, and they just gave her like a ton of fluids. And then they also gave her medication for nausea. So the next day she was feeling a little bit better, but not much better. And that is when I looked underneath my bed, and guess what I found? I found this. You guys see what that is? It's remnants of this. She got a hold of some of my wax cubes. I don't know how she did it. I'm assuming what happens is after my wax melts and it's all done and I take it out of the wax warmer, it's in a disc form. It's like this big in a huge circle, and that's what was left out of the circle. So I'm assuming what she did is she went into the guinea pig room, went into the garbage, got a hold of that wax, and ate the whole thing. So, again, I called the clinic. They said, you know, is she pooping? When we came home from the clinic that night, she did have a bowel movement, which was great. The next morning, she was eating a little bit, but not much. To make a long story short, she's fully recovered. She pooped out whatever it was in there. I really didn't see anything in her stool, but if it was wax, it probably melted with her body heat. So she's urinating fine, she's pooping fine, her appetite is back, and she is 100% normal. Thank God. I was so worried. Because as you guys know, I had to put my other dog down on December 17th. And it just kind of hit me. I was like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I just lost my best friend. I just lost my pet. How could I possibly lose, you know, a second one as well? I was devastated. So thank God she is not allowed in the guinea pig room anymore unsupervised. She is not allowed in my bedroom anymore unsupervised, or my bathroom door is always shut, and she's not allowed in actually any of the rooms except for the kitchen and the living room unsupervised. So I had to completely baby proof, puppy proof, dog proof my entire house all over again. I didn't think, you know, I thought we were past this stage. I thought we were past the puppy stage. Obviously not. So I'm also thinking about switching over from using the Better Homes and Gardens or the Scent Sensationals wax cubes, because these are not safe for children or dogs, obviously, if ingested. But Scentsy does have, their bars are safe. They're grossly edible. If you ingest them, you will not get sick. So I'm thinking about switching over, or, you know, if I do use these cubes, just be very careful as to where I throw them away. So that's my little update on Miss Snookie. Thank you guys so much for watching. Please remember to comment, rate, and subscribe down below. And here she is. All better. Snookie, look here. who's that in there? Who's that? She's like, yeah, think I'll pass. Bye, guys. Thanks so much for watching.